Hey guys, Zybak here, and welcome to episode number 6 of Gamers Digest. First big thing in the news is the mysterious hacking organization Lulzsec appears to be done. If you aren't familiar with Lulzsec, this is the same organization that hacked the US Senate, the CIA, and the Arizona Department of Public Safety. What's so mysterious about Lulzsec is no one really knows their motivation. They don't seem to be doing it for profit or using the information mischievously, they're just doing it to do it. In their last release, they said this: "For the past 50 days, we've been disrupting and exposing corporations, governments, and often the general population itself, and quite possibly everything in between, just because we could." What I find so interesting about Lulzsec is I can't tell if they're the good guys or the bad guys. You can see them being the bad guys easily because they're hacking the government, they're causing problems, doing it just because they think it's hilarious. But they also could be warning the government that, their firewalls and their security sucks. I mean, their name is Lul Security. That's the name of their organization. Maybe they're the good guys, letting people know that, your software shit is hackable, and luckily they're not a terrorist organization, they're just doing it for the lulz. Now on to some awesome news, and it looks like Team Fortress 2 is now free to play forever. This game is awesome. I know a lot of you guys don't like Call of Duty because it's too, try-hard, realistic, just too serious. This is the most laid-back first-person shooter game I've ever played. It's a ton of fun. I know a lot of people that of all different ages that love this game. It's really laid-back, really dynamic, really cool game, and it's free to play forever now. I really recommend you go download it, try it out, at least try it. This is just a really good game that I don't know anyone that doesn't like this game. This game's just that good. And for everyone that's never heard of Team Fortress 2, here's what you can expect. So yeah, that's cool stuff. If you're interested in TF2, I actually have some videos. I'll put up some annotations to some videos of mine of TF2. I haven't played in a while, but I do want to start playing again. Now on to some video game legal battles. This is a big victory for video games because it looks like the Supreme Court ruled against the California video game law. The California video game law was going to prohibit the sale of violent video games to minors, which I think is total bullshit because what you see on TV and in music videos is 1,000 times worse than anything you see in a rated M game. And luckily the Supreme Court agreed with me and voted that way too, so fuck you, California video game law. Hollywood what? Now this next story is a little new, so I don't have that much information on it, so don't take anything I say to heart. I might be wrong, I probably am wrong, but this is kind of a concerning story. So basically there's this bill called the Anti-Streaming Bill. The purpose of this bill is to keep people from uploading copyrighted music and movies on YouTube, Justin TV, Xfire, any sort of internet streaming video location. The thing is, it's only ever been music and movies. With this new amendment they're trying to pass, it would include performances, which could also include video games. So video games might be amended onto this bill. So what does this mean? This means that people like me who post video game content, I would have to have permission from the actual creator of the game to post it. Luckily I'm teamed up with Machinima and they have the licensing to all the major games, so I really wouldn't have to worry about this, but it's still a concerning matter nonetheless. Now you're probably thinking the punishments aren't going to be that bad, you're going to get a copyright strike, blah blah blah. No, you can get fined and go to prison. If you make more than $5,000 off video game content, this is if this passes, by the way, so don't think like that's going to happen right now. But basically, if you make more than $5,000, you could be imprisoned for up to 5 years. Now, I wouldn't worry about this right now, so please don't go out in the streets and start rioting and shit. I really, really doubt this will pass. This is kind of a bullshit law. I also don't think the video game companies are behind this. I'm almost 100% positive it's Hollywood and all these big music and movie companies that don't want video games to compete with them for advertising dollars. A lot of people don't realize that Machinima, TGN, the Game Station, these companies are growing. They're going to be a legitimate threat for television and music, movies. They're a legitimate threat right now, and they're competing for advertising dollars. Hollywood doesn't like that, so they're trying to shut it down through legal means. So I really don't think this will go through. It's really just a BS way to try to eliminate some competition, and I think it'll fail. Now on to some WoW news. Unless you've been living under a rock, you guys know that the 4.2 Rage of the Firelands patch came out on the live servers this Tuesday. This patch includes the Firelands raid that actually has its own reputation, so you'll be able to grind up reputation for that faction in the raid, buy gear, and there's also a daily hub that's going to allow you to do dailies, get tokens, and buy gear through those means too. And some great news for all you guys that want to try World of Warcraft, now's the perfect time. In the past, Blizzard has always done 10-day trials where you can only get to level 20 and you have 10 days to play and your trial's up. They're actually making the trial unlimited. What this means is you can get to level 20 and play the game forever, but you won't be able to experience the game past level 20, and you'll have a lot of restrictions on the account. Here's the list of the restrictions you're going to have, and a lot of these restrictions aren't because Blizzard doesn't want you to experience the game. A lot of them are because of gold farmers that use trial accounts to advertise their gold selling websites, or just people using trial accounts to farm gold. They have to put some limit on there so people don't just abuse the system. And the last bit of good news is that if you buy World of Warcraft, or if you have previously bought World of Warcraft, you get Burning Crusade for free. That's right, Blizzard is giving you the Burning Crusade for free if you bought World of Warcraft. You can no longer buy World of Warcraft, just the original game, separately anymore. When you buy WoW, you get BC for free. I guess this is just a little incentive for people to pick up the game and buy it. They get an expansion for free. They can be a Draenei or a Blood Elf right off the bat if they want to be. This is really one hell of a deal. When you buy World of Warcraft, you get 1 month for free, and you get 2 expansions, and if you actually go and buy the battle chest from Best Buy or Walmart, it comes with a strategy guide. So you get a strategy guide, 2 games, and a month of WoW for free for 20 bucks. So I feel like if you're interested in the game, just buy the battle chest. That's a really good deal. 20 bucks, you're actually going to get to experience the full game and actually get a true trial. And if you don't have 20 bucks, then you probably have bigger problems in World of Warcraft. That's it for this episode of Gamers Digest. This week's prize is a Razer Black Widow Ultimate Keyboard. All you have to do to have a chance to win this keyboard is thumbs up, favorite, and comment on this video, and also be sure to be subscribed to the show by clicking the blue Gamers Digest text up at the top of the title and hit the subscribe button. I'll send a private message to the winner right before next week's Gamers Digest comes out, so be sure to check your inbox. And that'll do it for this episode of Gamers Digest. Good luck in the contest.